Here's a collection of amazing and fascinating moments captured on camera from all around the globe. Get ready for vivid footage, unexpected situations, and thrilling events that definitely won't leave you indifferent. Sit back and enjoy, it's going to be interesting. Butterflies are always beautiful insects, but in such numbers, they start to look a bit unsettling. During a show like this, it's best to stay far away from the explosion's epicenter as shockwaves in water travel at supersonic speeds. Flying with a parachute is much safer than in a plane, and you're allowed to make mistakes while piloting. Am I the only one wondering how and why did they even get up on that roof? A little bridge made of flimsy particle board will give you unforgettable emotions and adrenaline.
Oh my God!
Fishing with no bait and using your backside? Now that's creative thinking. Catching your favorite cap mid-jump? That's double the luck and unbelievable calmness in freefall. The pilot's skill deserves a solid 10 out of 10. I'd love to learn from him. That moment when a young girl turns into an old woman with sagging skin. Definitely not your average kiddie swing. And to think, there could have been workers on that scaffolding. Zero safety. A few more kilometers and there'll be nothing left of the boat, or maybe the driver just doesn't really want to pay for a tow. One of those moments when the only thing separating earthly life from the afterlife is a thin net. In waters like these, not only is doing this kind of sport scary, even boating feels risky. The inevitable end of an old airplane. Underground water isn't just tastier than bottled, it can also be healthier, rich in natural elements. An unstable boat, but surprisingly fast, with an equally unreliable partner on board. Those impounded bikes didn't have to be destroyed, they could have been resold even at half price. If it weren't for poachers, maybe every river on Earth would be this full of fish. Judging by this footage, a creature born to crawl can't fly, a myth these guys just debunked. A rather strange phenomenon for a river, these kind of waves are usually found in seas or oceans. Weak structures with large wind-catching surfaces are always prone to collapse, even in a light breeze. Well, at least with that chain, the dog isn't going far. I'm not sure what's more beautiful, the color smoke show or the rainbow water drop from the plane. No, that wasn't expert driving, just pure luck and a happy ending without a single car damaged. Turns out it's not just ants that can move in perfect circles like a single organism, silkworm caterpillars can too. The refinement of the aircraft chassis is at an appropriate level. It can land on water and roll on concrete. Even if you want to repeat this, it's unlikely you'll succeed again.
What a twist! Haven't you expected to see this either, have you?
Take note of this life hack on how to load a non-working car onto a trailer, preferably with working brakes. Such an underground creature is better off staying underground. This is the cutest and safest elephant in the world. At least, it won't harm you. What do you think? If everyone opens their parachutes now, will they get tangled or not? Wow, what a caring parrot the woman has. Who needs a husband? The tiles were laid out quite neatly and without flaws by the masters, but still, they miscalculated somewhere. A lid on the aquarium wouldn't hurt. Such an abundance of frogs might only appeal to French gourmets. Amazing calmness among people during the storm, they probably don't realize the full danger. This sport is much more difficult than billiards and brings great joy when everything works out. A compact car is not a multi-ton truck and can be moved manually. Open windows in Africa attract not only mosquito-borne insects, but also mischievous and brazen monkeys. Maybe in many countries this is allowed, but such road users are ideal violators for the police. If you paint such a sky on a canvas or photograph it, many will say it's fake or photoshopped. It's better to stay away from such unruly elephants, and luckily, there was a chance to drive away quickly. If you don't think things through, everything in life will go askew. A vivid example of murmuration, mass synchronization of bird flight moving as a single entity, forming mesmerizing figures.
To be honest, I'm speechless after witnessing it. What about you?
This man's place is not in the stands, but on the playing field. Here they are, the loyal spectators of an exciting game. The future is near. Dancing robots can already entertain people. A video of global warming as a visual example, or perhaps just the arrival of summer. This guy feels the machine 100%, while the company mechanic is furious. It seems the stories about the Kraken, an aggressive sea monster that sank even ships, are not fiction. It's better not to play for money with such professionals, they'll beat anyone. At first glance, this object might seem like something generated by an AI, but it's completely real. It's one of the so-called kinetic sculptures created by the talented Dutch artist Theo Jansen. He assembles his creations on sandy beaches, and the mechanisms are powered by wind. It looks as if this sports car has been rusting in the open air for years. In reality, it just came from the showroom. The rust spots are skillfully crafted airbrushing. Would you want one like that? A very rare genetic anomaly called polycephaly. These turtles share one shell, respiratory, and digestive systems, but each head controls its own side legs. In the wild, they don't survive, but in captivity with proper care, they can live a long turtle life. Hutt Lagoon in Western Australia near the town of Port Gregory. The water here is used for salt production. Its red color comes from microalgae that produce a specific pigment under the right conditions. The long-eared owl is perfectly adapted to forest life. Its camouflage coloring makes the bird blend seamlessly into tree bark or driftwood. A rare and stunning shot, a front of cirrocumulus clouds over a tulip field in the Netherlands. No, this isn't an alien invasion, just another launch of dozens of Starlink satellites into orbit. Understandably, seeing this for the first time can be scary. A hippo's spa day. Fish clean off everything unnecessary from its skin. These creepy tentacles sticking out from under rocks are actually a type of seaweed. A perfectly circular rainbow, a full 360-degree halo that can be seen under specific conditions.
There are things that are absolutely impossible to believe, and how could this even happen?
This spring emits not only water, but also underground methane gas. When the gas runs out, the flame goes out. The reason for this tree's bizarre appearance is millions of caterpillars that devoured all its leaves and left behind a trail of shame. This is what the hatching of a baby turtle looks like. Someone went to great lengths to catch this snake and decorate it with feathers, and that's how legends about mystical creatures are born. Monorail trains are a common sight in many large cities across Japan. A perfect slope for an experienced skier, far from the crowds of tourists and ever-annoying noobs. This aquarium frog responds to stress in a unique way. It inflates like a balloon. Bath time prep in a duck nursery. A mutation gave this fish its bizarre appearance. It's surprising it survived to adulthood. A thrill seeker's dream, dining right above the rushing waters of a mountain stream. Weapons are developing at an alarming pace. Here, for example, are tests of a prototype combat laser. A giant locust, its body shape and coloring resemble a leaf, helping it camouflage in the wild. During horizontal tunnel expansion, the drill head emerged on the opposite side. Looks like a greeting from the afterlife. It seems like a dead bird is suspended in midair. In fact, it's hanging by a nearly invisible wire that's hard to spot from afar. The trunk of this tree is almost completely destroyed. It's holding on only by a bit of bark and sheer willpower.
Before watching similar videos, it would be great to buy some sedative pills. One needs nerves of steel here.
This intricate dance begins when Mercury interacts with a magnetic field. Another genetic mutation, a two-headed snake. Among reptiles, this isn't that rare, but such individuals don't survive in the wild. This phenomenon is called murmuration. Hundreds of birds move in sync, forming intricate shapes in the air. A massive colony where every insect is doing something useful, like walking in circles, for instance. A single banana like this could feed you for an entire day. Such an abundance of fish is a real gift for the locals. You could catch it with your bare hands. The final moment of launching a ship into water, just cutting the last chain is enough to set this giant in motion. Some flowers bloom slowly and gracefully, others, like this rose, burst open suddenly. An attraction for shooter fans. This mouse helps keep both your gaming and physical skills sharp. Caterpillars move in sync due to reflex-timed rhythms, but with background music, it looks like they're dancing. Kitesurfing is a thrilling and spectacular sport, especially when filmed from a third-person view. Natural springs. Imagine the force with which water bursts out from underground. A mountain sunset is always beautiful, no matter what altitude you're at. Murmuration isn't just seen in birds, it also occurs in fish, insects, and some other living creatures. A meteor completely burns up in the atmosphere, never reaching the ground. This seed pod launches seeds in all directions when touched. The cuttlefish is clearly annoyed by the diver's attention, but it shows no aggression. An interesting optical phenomenon caused by the refraction of light rays. A very unusual find. Do you know what it is? Share your guess in the comments. The electric eel generates shocks even after being taken out of the water. This dog absolutely loves swimming. It's not even fazed that a bull decided to wade into the water too. The electric field here is so strong, some tourists' hair stands on end. The beginning of a solar eclipse. In a few minutes, Earth's satellite will completely cover the sun. When you need to stay in shape but space in the pond is limited, the fish start swimming in a synchronized circle.
And we're moving on at the speed of light. All the most interesting things are still ahead.
The meeting point of two rivers, one crystal clear and spring-fed, the other murky and rich in suspended silt. A caterpillar colony traveling single file, staying connected one behind the other. A mud geyser eruption site, the substance is so thick and dark, it looks almost like crude oil. No, it's not what it looks like at first glance. This is a sea cucumber, an invertebrate that lives in shallow waters. This tree keeps burning from the inside due to methane seeping out. It can't be extinguished, you just have to wait for the gas to run out. A shark can't bite your arm if you touch it in the right place. This much foam doesn't exactly make you want to swim. Still, some people love it. A male white-tailed grouse, a bird native to the North American plains. This species is known for air sacs on its chest that it uses to make distinctive sounds during mating season. Another tree burning from the inside. This time it's not methane, just the wood itself slowly burning away. This man took his parrots out for a walk so they could stretch their wings properly. A crowd of tourists gathered to watch a rocket launch at one of the US spaceports. These ceiling lamps look like true works of art and somewhat resemble jellyfish. The stick insect is a master of camouflage. If it plays dead, it becomes almost impossible to spot. A 50-meter long snake made of chrome steel. It looks more like a 3D render than a real sculpture. A massive number of tiny frogs hatched all at once and are now traveling in search of a pond.
Misericórdia, eu nunca vi uma coisa igual. Nunca vi na minha vida. É a praga do Egito.
Few tourists can boast of having been inside a melting glacier. Looks like some strange flowers, but it's actually a colony of insects. When utilities are installed incorrectly, any kind of household surprise is possible. This stingray swam up hoping for a tasty treat, and it was right to do so. When a tree's root system is crammed into a small pot, mishaps like this can happen. This tree was claimed by cicadas. The liquid you see is secreted by the insects to protect themselves from the heat. You've heard of the headless horseman, but have you ever seen a headless fish? This chubby one may look cute, but it's actually showing extreme displeasure at being picked up. A tiny whirlwind formed due to opposing air currents. These perfectly round ice discs are shaped by constantly rubbing against one another. These strange stumps are part of the root systems of nearby trees, a gold mine for any woodcarver. This shrew got so hungry in winter that it lost its last traces of fear. Flying fish can glide up to 400 meters by properly using air currents.
And how do you like such a twist? To be honest, I can't do without your comments here.
Some people collect coins, others anime girl figurines, and some collect metal masks. A fish heading to spawn doesn't care whether it moves with or against the current. An axolotl swimming in the water looks like a Pokémon. Slowpoke, I choose you. Cumulus clouds shaped like flying saucers. Another example of a full rainbow, this time captured from a helicopter. A snake sneaking into a birdhouse in search of eggs. When you grow up on a farm, you eventually get used to all sorts of things. This is also a stick insect, just a bigger one. Notice how skillfully it pretends to be a branch. The reflection merges with the view outside the window. The result looks surreal. A flock of geese mistook this SUV for Mother Goose. Now all that's left is to wait for their enthusiasm to fade and for them to move along. Modern surveillance cameras are high-tech devices with advanced optics capable of capturing even the smallest details. Thanks to them, countless fascinating moments are recorded and made available to internet users around the world. A meteor differs from the meteorite in that it burns up completely in the atmosphere and never reaches the Earth's surface. Safety regulations aren't being followed very well at this site. This place is scary even in daylight. What's especially eerie is that many of the statues have real human teeth inserted. This tree looks more like a mushroom, all because of the decaying leaves. The sea cucumber, or holothurian, has a fascinating defense mechanism. To distract predators, it can eject some of its internal organs, which later regenerate. The hollow trunk of this tree acts like a chimney, providing strong airflow and keeping the fire alive. This is the largest bee colony in the world, and this guy, probably the biggest fan of wild honey. From a scientific point of view, aliens or extraterrestrial life cannot hide inside other organisms, but in sci-fi stories and films, this is possible. Is it a prediction or reality? Face recognition cameras help identify people who are considered missing for years, though sometimes they lead completely different lives. A good prank on the birthday boy. Hopefully, despite this, all his wishes come true. A smart dog, no doubt about it. For her age, the girl handles kitchen appliances quite well, despite the dangerous situation.